Hey guys, Dan here. Today we're talking about how to make iRacing a bit prettier. On my stream I've always used LUTs, lookup tables, to make the game look a bit more saturated. And actually one of my mods, DeadRandomGuy8, by the way, he's on Twitch, a link in the description below, give him a follow, found out you can do something very similar with Reshade, or even basically apply a LUT within Reshade, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Also, of course, I'm streaming on Twitch. If you don't know, link in the description below. Follow the channel, say hi in the chat. Okay, just go to reshade.me, download the tool here, download link, download it. Already downloaded it, then click it. And then what you want to do is click here to select a game. iRacing is not in the list, so you gotta browse and you will go to games. Well, wherever you have iRacing installed, obviously. And you need to search the iRacing Sim 64DX11X. Click on open. Select Direct 3D. Yes. And then what you want to do is use the standard effects with FX and also add the color effects by Prot 80. Check that and click on OK. Standard effects install, yeah, whatever. OK. OK. Okay. Now Reshade should be installed and should start every time you launch iRacing, and I'm going to show you two different methods how to make the game look a bit better. I mean, it's all very subjective, so I will share my settings on the Discord. Link is in the description below, of course. But play with the sliders yourself, play within Photoshop or GIMP to make it look like how you like it. Some people prefer the standard look, that is fine. I think it looks a bit hazy, a little bit flat. And it's very yellowish, so we'll try to get rid of that by just using Reshade in-game first. So what you want to do is start iRacing. We're going to load a random replay. You can go to test drive or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You just need to be in the game. Also, you should try to learn the UI since the website will be shut down soon. So replays. What do we have here? Solara at Suzuka. Sounds good. Let's launch that. Okay, when the game started, you will be greeted with an overlay, Reshade by Crosshair, whatever, and it will say, you can see it now in the top left, Reshade is now installed successfully, press pause 1, position 1 to start the tutorial. So it might be a different button for you, so just check what it says for you, press it, and then you will get this. This is what you will see. It's some sort of tutorial. We don't need this. So click on skip tutorial. Create a new preset. We are going to name it iRacing Day. Okay, so it should look something like this when you installed it. And I said we are going to start with the Reshade way. So just using the built-in filters here. Okay, so the 4 filters we are going to use is the filmic tone map, the color balance, the color temperature, and the contrast, brightness, saturation. Just select those, maybe click active to top, so you see having them on top. And before we continue, we're going to the settings, and we're gonna map an effect toggle key, and we are just going to use this button. And then if you have, you can already see a difference here between effect on, off and effect on. Okay, so let's go through the filters. The filmic adaptation is basically a simple tone mapping filter. You can adjust the brightness of the highlights and the shadows to get a little bit more contrast out of the game. I increased the shadows a little bit here, not too much because otherwise it gets a little bit too dark. So yeah, just play with it and see what you like. Press the toggle button so you can always see the difference. Okay, next is color balance. You have sliders for the shadows, for the midtones, and for the highlights. And you can basically change like the color temperature in those areas. So for example, if you look at the darker parts of the image and you change the slider, you see it gets more cyan. If you move to the left, and same for magenta, green. So the settings that Andrew actually used is use a little less of red and green. The midtones also here a little bit to the negative here. And for the highlights, just a tiny bit. So we went from this to this at the moment. Let's go to the next one, color temperature. This is a big one. So default, I think 6500 was the default. And iRacing always is a little bit on the yellow side, I think. So if you go to a little cooler color temperature, I mean, you can like completely overdo it. But something that works for me is around 7000. Looks pretty good. Again, difference on off. And the last effect filter is contrast, brightness, saturation. And here you can change contrast, brightness and saturation. Who would have guessed? So it's probably something like color temperature again. I will leave that at 0. Okay, great. You can't reset it to 0 by double clicking, whatever. Exposure is overall brightness, contrast. You will find out if you apply these tweaks, visibility at night will be a little bit worse. So you can reduce the contrast again here. Make the picture a bit brighter maybe, something like this. So you see now it's not really darker, but the picture the image just punches way more. But like I said, play around with the settings and see what you like, because it's highly subjective. It also depends a lot on your monitor and personal preference. So don't be afraid to change these values to something completely different that I'm using here. Just do whatever you like. So I think I would probably go with something like this. And you can see it's a little yellowish. It has this haze over the screen if you compare it to the new Reshade setting. But yeah, play with it. Let's go to the cockpit and have a quick look at that. We're driving with Tim here. Let's choose his number so it doesn't change all the time. And I'm going to toggle the effect again. So before and after. Slight change here, but I think it pops more. And it removes the yellow tone. But yeah, do it however you like. Something a little easier is actually the second method, I think. For that we're going to use Photoshop or GIMP. I'm going to show it with GIMP since that is free, even though I really don't like the software, but whatever. So first thing we're going to do is create a new preset, iRacing day LUT. And then we are going to our iRacing folder on the PC. Go to the Reshade shaders folder and then into textures. And here we have the LUT.png. So we will need this one, and we need to take a screenshot of the game. So we'll just go to something that looks cool. Let's go to one of the outside car cameras, manual focus. So yeah, something like this, maybe a little closer. Okay, close the camera editor, take a screenshot with print, and then we'll go to GIMP. Okay, here we go, GIMP. Go to File, New, create, size, whatever. Just choose whatever your monitor is, and then paste the screenshot in here. Right click the new layer, and next we will select the LUT file from iRacing Reshade Shaders Textures. Just put it in here, drag and drop, and then move it wherever, on top or so. It needs to be in the picture because we will now play around with the effects, with the sliders, and we want to apply the effect to both the screenshot and the lookup table. So next thing you do is select LUT, make a right click and then choose merge visible layers. Just click merge. Okay, now we have one picture. And we're going to duplicate it so we have a reference. Right click, duplicate layer. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're going to change the look of this screenshot. Just have it in here. Play around with your effects, colors. What I usually do on my thumbnails or on the LUT I was using on OBS is apply an S-curve. So this is the darker part of the image, this is the brighter part of the image, and if you just grab the line and drag it down, you will see the overall image will get darker. So do that in the lower part of the color curve graph, and then grab the higher part and increase that. And you will see the image just got way punchier. You can see if you click the preview, you can also go to the split view and do your before and after with this. So let's say we like this look, maybe. I mean, you can really do crazy stuff in this thing. Just play around with it, but I would not recommend to go into the extreme here. This will probably look nice at day, but it will probably be a little bit too dark at night. Let's go with this, okay. And you can also play around with the color temperature in GIMP. So go with the intended temperature, play around with it. You can see if you go to the left, the image will get cooler. If you go to the right, it will get even warmer. So warm means it gets more yellowish. Cool means it gets more bluish. So if you want to have this, do it. What we are going to do is just make it a little bit cooler. You see the difference is not that big. Maybe a little bit too much already. I don't mind the warmer look. And then we can hide this layer and you see the before and after. And you also see that the LUT changed before and after. So let's say, okay, I like this look. Again, you can make color changes, contrast, brightness, whatever you want in the software. Do what you like and not what I just did. It's highly subjective. Maybe you even like the look of stock iRacing, then of course just ignore what I'm saying here. Or don't even watch the video, just click on like and subscribe and watch another one of my videos. But yeah, okay, we're done here now. We can delete this one. And what we are going to do now is select this LUT. So zoom in, control mouse wheel, and then click on the select tool here. And just select the LUT. LUT, yeah, that's a mix of English and German. Okay, now the LUT is selected and you click on image, crop to selection. And now if we zoom out again, you see we only have this weird bar. And now we're going to export it. Click on File, Export As, then go to your iRacing folder again, iRacing Reshade Shaders, Textures, and just rename it LUT, LUT Dan, for example. Export. And now when we are in Reshade, we will bring up this menu again. And what you need for this method is the lut.fx. Click on it and then change the name of the texture to your file name and press enter. And there we go. This is the change the LUT makes to the game. Effect off, effect on. That's it. I think it looks way nicer. And I've been using these LUT tricks within OBS since over a year and people seem to like it, but now I can do the same in game. Thanks again, Daniel, also known as Andrew, for recommending Reshade for this. So yeah, even in cockpit, I mean, look at the difference here. Look how yellowish the steering wheel looks and how much clearer the image now looks. Those are the two methods. Play around with it. We have a Discord. I will share my files there. Feel free to join it. Feel free to share your files there for specific looks. So that is the color correction with Reshade. I will now show you a replay of one lap without LUT and with LUT. You will see the difference. The flatter looking one is without it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click the like button, maybe subscribe, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.